Hey everybody, welcome to episode 83 of the 7500 Holtecast. Robert, as
And we're off
what are
to
we
a
doing
good
tonight,
start.
Robert? What are we doing tonight, Robert?
Today we are doing the lightning round Holtcast because this team is not worth spending a damn bit of your time on, so we're not going to spend any time. So tonight you get 5 segments, 3 minutes apiece, with a timer. It's got an obnoxious beep, according to Jack. So,
Yeah, of course. Great way to explain kind of a little bit of what we're doing tonight. That's my co-host Robert Lintott. As always, I'm Jack Grimsey for 7500holt.com. And what's our episode brought to you by tonight?
Our episode, I believe, tonight is brought to you by Ballast Point Brewing, if the drink of choice of the hosts is to be any. So what have you got tonight, Jack?
Robert thinks we can win a sponsorship with this and actually make some money. Not as much money as Tom Fox, but maybe a little bit of money. This is a watermelon Dorado. It's a double IPA.
So we've got the Ballast Point Watermelon Dorado and the Ballast Point Grapefruit Sculpin. It's a grapefruit IPA, which, as you'll notice,
Probably the most famous beer.
Yeah, as you'll notice, Ballast Point, I'm drinking out of a Port City cup. We could change that if you just sent me a cup. Any day now, Ballast Point.
Oh, it's
reach out to me
on the table. It's you're like Randy Lerner trying to get a cup. You want one, you try to buy one, just like he's trying to sell Villa, but he can't sell them because there's no buyers. But anyways,
careful, I'm gonna have to put you on the clock.
Start that timer. Put me on the clock.
Are you ready? So what's our first topic, and then I will start the timer.
Topic number 1: finances.
All right, go.
All right, Robert. So today you published an article about the report of Aston Villa's finances, the most shocking of the horrible, horrible losses that have been incurring over the past year. Is Tom Fox made off with about £1 million?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the thing that everyone focused on. And it is unquestionably totally egregious. The 6th highest paid top CEO in the Premier League and the only one from a relegated squad amongst those 6.
Not relegated yet, but basically.
I'm going with it. I'm just running with that now. Is there any way to justify the $1 million? Let's start off with a big question here.
Yeah, if we were in 6th place.
All right, fair.
Or if we were making the money of the 6th most money in the league or something, because even if we were terrible, if we were still somehow just, I don't know, rubbing money together and turning it into more, like. If he had us 50 million in the plus, okay, whatever.
It'd be a really interesting CEO wage structure. You pin your CEO's wages to whatever position the team finishes, and they get, the 6th highest wages, the 17th highest wages.
That's fine.
I kind of like that. And of course it was Tom Fox that everyone focused on, but Tom Fox made $1 million, and the losses, if you don't count the fact that we had some profits to roll over and everything, the losses were over $35 million. So in reality, the Tom Fox money didn't even mean anything compared to how terribly this club was run.
No, it didn't, but it's just kind of typifies the whole thing, It's just careless spending and carelessly gave Tom Fox a blank check.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the biggest expenses on there was $3.3 million sent to Paul Lambert to get the hell away from our club. What do you think it's going to be for Tim Sherwood? Something about the same range?
Yeah, it's got to be, and both of those are Tom Fox.
Yeah, absolutely.
So although he cost $1 million directly, it's, I don't know, upwards of another 10. But
yeah, absolutely. And new wages were a significant part of this, something around $14 million in new wages from this. Overall net losses after taxes, after the buffer that Aston Villa had, were approximately £28 million.
Yeah, and new staff for a lot of those wages, like you had put together in your calculations. If they all got £75,000 a year, then that'd be $3 million as well. But that it makes sense why they said they're going to have to cut back on staff now, because maybe they just hired a bunch of people and they.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's expendable.
The overall picture was just absolutely atrocious. There's a little bit of bright side. It's the fact that Aston Villa still have plenty of money to work with, but
and that it's from last year. It's not the 2015.
Yeah, and that really needs to be clear. This is not this season's finances. So even though everyone wants to say worst season, worst finances, hey. So All right, that's it. No more finances. What's next for us, Jack?
All right, next up, Manchester City. Aston Villa lost 4-0 last week, and we saw it coming, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
I said 4-1. You said 3-0, right?
Yeah, I think it was that, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. It was bad.
Exactly as predicted. Of course, Sterling got a goal.
Yeah, I like Sterling.
Yeah, I know, but he seemingly scores against us every time he plays against us. I'm not sure if that's
Yeah,
actually
yeah. That's
true.
I don't like playing against him. That's no,
No,
it's.
yeah, no. I actually don't dislike Sterling all that much either, but
I
of
didn't know
course
if
he
you were
gets a
saying
goal.
he was like a snake like Delph, but even if
At
he is not,
least
he's not our snake to worry
at
about.
least Delph didn't get a goal, so we had that going for us.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. What we got to halftime 0-0.
Mhm. And we were running five at the back, just like we did against Everton, and it was equally as
It was just
ineffective.
5. It looked like it was about 8 or 9 at the back.
Do you even vaguely agree with the idea of trying to sit back and bunker against Manchester City at this point in the season?
Only if you think you can bunker effectively enough to nick a goal and not bunker, or you think you because you're bunkering because you're otherwise you're going to lose by 8.
Yeah.
You can't take another 6-0. That's no.
Why can't we take another 6-0? I mean, 4-0, given where we were, is effectively the same thing.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I don't know. You still don't want to end with a goal difference of -60.
Why not? Go reach for the stars, Jack.
I guess so. Yeah, they're gonna remember you. Might not be for a good reason, but at least they'll know your name.
Yeah. One of the big questions that comes to mind for me is, you drop Mark Bunn after 6-0. Now Brad Guzan has had just 2 absolute howlers in a row. Do you drop him for Mark Bunn again?
Why not? It doesn't really matter.
Do you just flip a coin on match day to see who you start in goal?
Yeah, exactly. Just because it landed on Guzan twice in a row doesn't mean it can't land on him again.
Yeah, absolutely. Is this the time that Leandro Bacuna finally fulfills his legacy and becomes our keeper?
Just pick the names out of a hat. I don't know.
At this point, so it was a loss that we were all expecting. It effectively dooms us, but we've been saying that with every loss for the past few weeks. What's your biggest takeaway from the Manchester City match?
I mean, you need to play someone behind the strikers. That's all I saw was there was no link play, nobody in like the middle of midfield. We had 3 defensive mids out there basically. That's what they were deployed as,
Yeah.
and there was no one to link the play.
And you did see when Villa got to the edge of the box, they were vaguely dangerous. If they had just had some constant supply there, they might have nicked a goal or 2.
Yeah, but if you want to play a fast counter-attacking style with Jordan Ayew and Gabi Balnahar up top, that's fine. But you just need Carlos Gil or somebody who can get the ball to them.
All right. There's your timer.
Somebody who could get the ball to them maybe, but he hasn't been playing a lot and has even been rumored to be on his way out the door at Aston Villa is Jack Grealish. What do you make of all this, Robert? Grealish has fallen out of favor with Remy Gard. He was Sherwood's boy, and then I don't know. It's all gone downhill from him since the FA Cup final. Basically, you could put it back to.
Yeah, basically, he looked really good in the build-up to that FA Cup final. Looked pretty pedestrian and mediocre in that, or actually maybe even bad in that FA Cup final, and has just plummeted back to earth. Yeah, that's true. So we can't blame it on him, but he's plummeted back to earth since then.
Oh, way below that level, like 2 or 3 sub basements into the earth. 60 feet deep.
You've got to imagine he still has that potential in him, though, right?
I mean, it didn't just go away overnight. He hasn't suffered any injuries or anything. It's obviously a confidence thing and just not feeling comfortable with the new manager and the new system or whatever. It's mental. Yeah. It's not physical.
That said, he probably comes with a decent sum this summer if you sell him. My guess would be after a dismal year like this, but given his rising prospect status, 7 or 8 million.
Yeah. I think 5 at the absolute lowest if something happened on deadline day and the club needed to get cash, or maybe 10 million.
Yeah,
because there's gonna be more than just 1 or 2 clubs that are interested.
Yeah,
just if only because he's English.
Yeah, I mean, he's exactly what Chelsea would love to have, for instance. I mean, the kind of player that you buy up for somewhere between 5 and 10 million and just throw into your system, and maybe he works out. Maybe
throw into your loan network, and then maybe you sell him back to Villa in 4 years for.
Oh God, yeah. I don't know. I'm a little torn at this point because part of me says that he's shown so little And really, even when he was with the senior squad, he did not have that long of a period of really goodness.
He didn't have a long period in the senior squad.
Yeah, and so part of me says we could probably use the money, but the other part of me says the exact place he probably would flourish most is in the championship.
Yeah, no way you sell him for less than 15, I think, just because you don't. It's just another player you have to get rid of. It's a local guy and someone who's young and has a lot of talent. Like, you could not have imagined this a year ago. I mean,
No.
he wasn't really even into the squad at this point, but he had shown stuff earlier in the season, like in the fall of 2014. He came on against Hull and got 2 players a card within like 5 minutes. You know?
Exactly. And I think if he's ever to get his confidence back, if you do want to sell him down the road, he's got to be better and he's got to be worth selling. And if he's to get that confidence back, I think it comes in a lower league where he can actually get his footing under him again.
Yeah, be the star, get us up to the Prem, have a good year in the Prem, and then we'll sell you for like $25 million.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the best course of action there. All right, it's Twitter time.
That was ideal. Okay, yeah, we're going to talk more about the kids in a bit, but as far as Twitter questions go, the first one we're going to start with, it wasn't really a question, but it was from Villain Snowflake at Weeblah, and anything you want us to hit. Can I name some people? And yeah, I don't know. You probably want to hit anyone at Villa right now. So
yeah, Tom Fox is probably high on most people's list right now.
Yeah, probably number 1. And yeah, so we were talking about Grealish a bit. I got a question about playing the kids from Sam at Eskil Sam, and hold on, would I have it? But
lots of talk from fans about playing young players. Which would you like to see make an appearance? Who do you want?
I want to see Grealish. I want to see all of them. I want to see Drill Sellers. I don't know.
Yeah.
Russian Hepburn Murphy's still hurt. I know that's your favorite, like your personal favorite, but just because he's younger than Rashford, who looked like a kid on a field trip today at Anfield.
It's true, exactly. It's weird that we're saying this given how we started the year, but I actually think Grealish might be the best answer right now. Play him. Use him again.
Yeah, he's the closest to the first team level probably, and I mean, I don't know. I want to see Jordan Lydon but yeah.
Yeah.
Just all of them.
Yeah.
All right, next one we got was from Matt Turvey at mturvey_star. How will you cover the club if we get relegated, given the much reduced access to championship TV matches? And yeah, it's something we aren't necessarily 100% sure of, but we're gonna give it our best go.
Yeah,
and luckily we have a solid staff of a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be a lot of radio coverage, and of course that means there's going to be some issues there. That's the $10 million question at this point, though, Matt, is how do we cover this club once they drop the championship? It is literally and very honestly my single biggest fear of the drop going into next year.
Yeah, I think so as well. Just even seeing the club, not even having to cover it, but just seeing the matches,
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Next one we had from James Rushton, one of our writers at Gemma Rushton. What wrestler is Gabby? And I would have to say Daniel Bryan, because Gabby should just retire because he gets injured too much.
That's I actually can't do any better than that. I was gonna maybe say like Bret Hart or something, beloved but well past his prime.
The Hitman.
Yeah, but no, I think you're absolutely right. That's the best answer there.
All right, and then we had a couple regarding the summer and the manager situation. One was from Claire Villains. Do you think the management review will delay our activity in the transfer market? And I think probably, but there's a lot of players that you're just going to get because they're championship players, like Remy just said, and the other Chris Hinton at 7 Hinton tried to get O'Neill back once Ireland are knocked out of the first stage in June. Thoughts? I've not heard a better suggestion yet. And you gotta answer that one, Robert.
Yeah, I haven't heard a better suggestion yet either, and that's the problem. And I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Yeah, his second tweet to us was not ideal without a full summer, but honestly, Bruce equals no, Pearson equals no, guard equals no. So I guess he's thinking guard's out or he's done with guard. Yeah,
I'm not really sure. I think guard is probably the best one going forward, but I honestly don't think he'll be with us by the start of next season.
All right, we'll start that timer. We better get on to Spurs because I'm almost out of beer.
Oh, God. And God knows.
All right, Spurs. It's what? It's daylight savings time in England this Saturday
No,
night or
we
here?
jump forward.
It's here,
We
not
jump
in
forward.
England. Okay, yeah. So we gain an hour as I thought, and so Spurs will be Sunday at 5 GMT, noon Eastern.
4 GMT, noon Eastern.
4?
I believe. Is this going to take up all three of our minutes?
Yeah, you're right. So on the West Coast, you actually could watch this game at a reasonable hour if you enjoy
9
sleep.
a.m.
Yeah, but anyway,
On
Spurs
Sunday.
they're still challenging for the title, but today they got demolished by Borussia Dortmund away in the Europa League. And they played a reduced squad. They had no midfield. They rested everyone for Villa. Why would you rest everyone for Villa?
I think the focus there is absolutely on winning the league, which does make me a little bit terrified of what's going to come. They already
have the best goal difference in the league.
Yeah, they are next best. 5 points behind Leicester, same number of matches. After that run of, 6 matches in a row that they won, they lost to West Ham, they drew Arsenal. Boy, they could have gained some ground on Leicester in that race there, but
because Leicester didn't have results.
Yeah, exactly. Nevertheless, it worries me. This is exactly the kind of issue where Harry Kane could come in and score a hat trick. This is the kind of thing where we could see yet another demoralizing 4-0.
Yeah, speaking of Harry Kane, he has more goals in his last 20 games, 16, than Villa have in their last 20 games, 14. So,
oh my God, I thought you were going to say that Villa have all season.
No, basically, but Spurs haven't even lost in their last 8 trips to Villa Park. They've won 6 and drawn 2. And yeah, there's actually Villa have the 3rd lowest points total in Premier League history at this point in the season, while Spurs are at their best point.
So I think if there's any consolation to be taken from this, it's the fact that Spurs basically have the 4th place trophy, and they're destined. And so they're destined for a loss at some point, and this seems like the most Spursian time to lose.
But they just lost today. That's the thing. It's like
I know,
it always happens right before Villa. It's like right when you think Villa could win because the team's due for a loss, and then they get it just right before they play Villa.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think it's pretty clear they're focusing on the league, and they should be, because they actually do have a chance at that title this year. And if you have that chance, you've got to go for it.
Meanwhile, Villa with, like I said, the 3rd lowest point total in Premier League history at this point. Leicester actually only had 3 more points at this stage last year, but it's not going to happen.
That's it. That's Lightning Holtecast.
All right. So prediction time.
Prediction time. I think it's going to be 4-1 Spurs. You're going to finish that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to finish it, but it's I don't know. I think 1-1.
1-1. I don't know. I think Villa are at the point where they're just getting bombed out right now. Somebody
gets a late goal, 85 plus.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes it 4-1.
Oh, no. But for them or for us?
Oh no,
we get the one late. I think either team will win it. I think either team will win it in the last score equalizer.
So you think it ends up being like 2-1 then, or 1-2?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So a 1-goal game, 1 in the final 5.
No, either the equalizer or the go-ahead in the final 5.
Okay.
But yeah, anyways, that's what we got. So.
Let us know what you thought of Lightning Holtecast.
Oh, Robert, I think still has to finish some beer, but
this was my second one tonight. To be fair,
that's the end of this week's Holtecast, episode 83. We'll be back, of course, next week. And in the meantime, and for the Spurs match Sunday, you can follow us for all the build-up on 7500hold.com. Robert will be tweeting that game, I think, and. Yeah, as always, thanks for listening. If you found us, wherever you found us, you can find us there still. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube, Blog Talk Radio, of course, as always. And yeah, so follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and interact with us. And keep sending your Twitter questions because we really like those. So
yeah, we even went over a 3-minute time limit just to get to them. That's how much we like them.
Yeah.
We didn't even do that for Jack Grealish.
Nope.
We like your Twitter questions more than Jack Grealish.
Unless Jack Grealish sent us a Twitter question, then we'd have to answer that.
Then we would just spend 3 minutes
yours.
fangirling.
But
That would be the first
well,
segment.
you found that one time that Gabby read the site, so.
Oh, he did. Or the one time that Gabby told me to apologize like a man.
Yeah, that too. So we love you, Gabby, if you're listening. But yeah, that's been all on the Holtecast this week. For Robert Lintott, I'm Jack Grimsey, and thanks for listening to the Holtecast.